So Max is going to use her moon and sky scene across, and she's going to glue her bats flat down onto her paper. So I'm going to do mine this direction. That's what's great about this picture. I could go this way, or I could go this way, but I think I like it this way. And I'm going to use my bats too, but what I want to do with it, you can do this with the ones that you draw as well. We want to just sort of lift the wings up a little bit, kind of where we saw that pencil tip on the drawing. I'm going to go ahead and fold it down. So you could try that if you like. It'll make the wings stick up. So I want to do it on the other side and kind of make it flat. And fold it on down. So they look great when they're glued straight onto the paper, but you could also have them where the wings are sticking up. Now, when you do that and you glue it, and you're going to say, okay, well, I'm going to glue him down. His wings are going to stick down. Well, we only want to put glue on the part of the body that we want to have stick to the paper. The last thing that we want to go over with you is glue does not always like to stick to crayon and pastels. So when we are gluing these down, we want to add a good amount of glue. And when we're happy with our picture, set it aside and leave it alone to dry while you tidy up. You can put your glue stick away, you can put your scissors away, but you can add all your bats, or you can just add one that you really like. It took us quite a while to cut all these out. So you might even want to draw your own bats just to make them a little bit easier to cut out of the paper. That's up to you. So I'm just going to glue on the body part that I want to have stuck down there. And I'm going to put them at an angle. I don't want them to be just straight up and down. If you want to have him like off the paper a little bit, you can do that. So I'm going to I put a lot of glue down. And a couple things about glue real quick. You can see I didn't put, like have it go all the way out. Everybody loves to do this. But when you do that and you have to use a lot of glue, it's going to want to break. Or it might not want to go back into the tube. And you'll get more glue gunk wasted on the sides of it. It's no big deal, but we want to try to not do that. So I'm going to go ahead and add another dimensional bat. And this time, I'm going to put him way up in there. Maybe they're not all going in exactly the same direction. Maybe he's going to be turning a little bit, but I want to add a good amount of glue in his body. So now what Max did, she definitely checked hers out and laid it out the way she wanted before she glued hers down. And I'm just sort of deciding as I go. So I got one going one way and one going the other way. And I have a couple other bats here. I think I'm going to go ahead and glue them on down to the paper. I'm using my scratch paper to add my glue so that I have an area to get into all those little parts of the wing and the head. Smacked it on down there. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and put him over here. Really want to make sure all those little points get down. And once we're happy with it, we want to leave this alone and let it really dry. Now I've got some little bats left. So I'll put them up at the top. And these are pretty easy to do. I'm just doing them on my thumb, actually. So put my little bats. Now I don't have to use them all. And you don't have to cut all the bats out. You cut out whichever ones you want to use and don't worry about the rest. And I'm going to make sure there's some glue on those edges. Okay. All right, so we've got our bats flying in the night and with our interesting pastel colors. And remember, these don't have to look like a real sky. You're wanting to experiment with your pastels and blend. So we'd love to see some pictures of your final artwork and decide, did you want to have it look dimensional or more dramatic with your bats glued straight down all the way on the paper? Either one is great. You can do a combination, or if you really like your picture the way that you have it and you want to just create your own bats, then go ahead and do the drawing part and experiment, cut those out and get those on there. So leave your picture alone, let it dry. We can't wait to see your creations, and have a great time with your project. See you next time.